Indeed, indeed. You're now tapped into the New Normal Podcast. Shout out to all the subscribers and listeners and watchers across the globe. We got an interesting topic today. We're going to get into some global occurrences that you may have seen on your timeline or may have not seen on your timeline. I'm your co-host, Chris, aka Legacy Made on Instagram. Follow the page, follow the store, Legacy Room _ Vintage or Legacy Room Vintage. You can just type that in, it should come up. We got Miscellaneous Monday. Cedric, how you feeling?
I feel good today.
We got to give a shout out to my guy Jermaine down at the Post Network and Creed 63, Danielle, for hosting the podcast festival and the wonderful event this past Saturday that we were a part of. Some other dope podcasts were there with their pitches and giving you a preview of their content and how you could tap in. We had a good session, good engagement. And shout out to Latoya, the Birmingham Full Figured Models. We did a panel at Miles College Saturday evening, which was dope. All male panel, had some good conversation there as well. But we got some interesting topics to get into today. Y'all have not seen, there was a mass syringe attack in France at a music festival. And I think most of the people that were targeted may have been women. I'm going to get some follow-up information on this story, but you're going to see a video here where people are running. But I think they stated about 150 people were pricked with what God knows what.
You want to play it?
You can play it. Yes, sir.
So I'm watching this, right? Do you think they was pricked by like a person doing it, or do you think like it was like a bioweapon bumblebee, a wasp or some? Or what you think? You think they actually seen the people pricking them?
Yeah, it was people doing this because you got to be discreet.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked. China just released. They had their little mosquito.
I don't think it was no mosquito. It could be. I saw where they releasing some type of some needle drones or some shit like
something like that. That's why I'm asking.
But it could be that. But again, you got all of this on the cusp, if that's the right word, a cuff of 4th of July. And we're gonna get into a video in just a minute after we, break this down, where a man is predicting some type of bio terror attack. So you got this taking place in France where you're getting pricked, you got women getting pricked, people getting injured, because this is all strategic to go and get this inside of a music festival where you would think the security measures would be present to, hey, let me go in your bag. What kind of foreign objects do you have? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if it's disguised, people bring all types of shit to hide.
That's true.
So I remember back in the day when they had like them water bottle with the fake bottoms and stuff. You put some in them and you travel to airport. Can't do it now, but travel to airport, take it to music festivals. They started doing the clear book bags now at the music festivals. You can't bring bags of certain size, so they tried to make these festivals a little bit more safe, especially like stuff like with the Travis Scotts, people falling out and stuff. So yeah, it's a thing. But I think right now in the time that we're living in, it probably would be very scary for me to go in big crowds like that. Because I don't know what they got planned. Like all the people that came in America, like I say this all the time, it wouldn't be shit for them to like throw a grenade at a football game, basketball game, festival. Like these are places where thousands of people at one time are. That type of casualty alone is probably be unheard of on American soil, because they only had almost 3,000 for 9/11. We looked up. So if you got 100,000, like I think they said Alabama football field hold like 110,000 people.
Yeah,
just think of a bomb going off there.
Yeah, that's why I say with these type of attacks, large scale crowds, it's almost, I'm thinking it's gonna be an inside job anyway.
Yeah.
So, and this is the time where it's people going on with life. It's just life is just, I still want to do this, I still want to do that, which you don't want to live in fear. but you do want to be conscious of what's the global climate. You think, well, they just gonna fight the military. They ain't gonna. No, when it's war, they're targeting civilians, civilians that are blind to the fact of war.
And that's why when we look at Israel and Palestine, or Iran war, you see them bombing hospitals. You see the kids, half blown to pieces. The people that's actually over the war, your presidents and your prime ministers, they get no backlash. Their family's safe in bunkers. When typically when there's war, they gonna blow up your house, your cars, your family members, where you got to go to the hospital, where you get water from. It's sad to see that we got so many people that move these chess pieces around the board to say, "Hey, we're gonna go to war today." When all the people, both in Iran and Israel, say, "I don't want to go to war." Just like America saying, we don't want to go to war with nobody. Most of the people, but it is just select few people to say, hey, we're going to go to war.
That's crazy for America to say they don't want to go to war when they have been at war for the last 200 years.
Yeah, we have, but for the most part, people don't probably view it like that because they're not in war. They had did this thing where they, I think it was like all of the people that's like in Congress, I think. They was talking about how many of those people that make the bills to go to war in Congress, how many of their children have actually been in war. They said they only had one person whose son actually went to war. Out of all the people that be in Congress and stuff making these plans for us to go, none of their kids go to that shit.
I'm gonna tell you, when I look at these type of attacks or anything that's just dealing with reality, casualties, death, etc., and the ones who are propagating it, this strategy to play stupid, like I don't know what's going on, it's the most cunning thing I've ever seen. It's the like, I'm doing something, I keep doing it, but I got a way to speak to make it seem like I ain't doing it.
Right.
Manipulation, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how you, like, when you talk about racism is $1 billion industry. Yeah. True, you had this conversation, it loops so much. Yep. And you talk to people, you see black people talking to white people, et cetera, and the loopholes they find to say this ain't what we did, when the facts you see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's in your face. You can't deny what you did.
Right.
You can't deny what's taking place.
Right.
But
I'm play the video of the other guy.
Yeah. So we got another guy. He's about to break down his conspiracy theory. I'm not sure. He may be Albanian or some of that ethnicity, but I'm not sure.
July 4th. I keep hearing that everywhere. So I was like, where the hell was this coming from? So I did a little bit of investigating, and this is what I found. There is a biodefense report that is created April 2024. Almost all the people that are involved in it have one thing in common: Zionists. We'll put that aside for a second. So what does it actually say? It's got like 173 pages, but if you look at the table of contents, I'll post it, and you look at section 3, scenario, you go to the scenario, and it's a biological terror attack. Doesn't say who's responsible, could be anybody, blamed on anybody, for instance, Iran in this case, and it's a release of a virus called the Nipah, N-I-P-A-H virus, which is a bat-borne virus like they say COVID was, only this thing has up to a 75% mortality rate. So that means 100 people get infected, up to 75 will die. Unlike COVID, if 100 people get infected, more than likely 100 people will survive, maybe one would die. So this is a very lethal virus. And what does the scenario say? It says on July 4th, terror cells within the United States release enough Nipah virus to kill 280,000 Americans, infect 400,000 Americans, and 800,000 animals, because it can cross species, in one day. And then, while they're trying to figure out how many people were truly infected and dead, they realized that that was the large-scale attack, and many smaller-scale attacks happened all over the country a few days prior to the main attack happening. So the scale of the disaster is on a scale that they can't even fathom. Why is this important? Well, if you know, or I don't know if you do know or not, but right before COVID happened, they released a report exactly like this one, which was a supposedly hypothetical scenario that just happened to come to light almost exactly as the scenario had been written. And now that we know we can expect terror attacks, if we do get a terror attack, we already know it's going to be blamed in Iran. Iran, in a separate thing today, already said they caught someone planning a terror attack.
That's crazy.
Insane for him to, and you kind of see it, like, is this real? Is it scripted? But you can't really you can't not take it serious.
That's the thing. You got to take all these things into account and weigh them up, see how they look. Does it feel right? Have you seen this type of stuff before? And now that we know that they got labs in China and all over the world that's actually dibbling and dabbling and playing with these viruses, it's not far-fetched.
And this is what people think. People are they think war is just guns, bombs, and bullets. These people are using a whole nother scale. This is nothing new either. When you look at the Pilgrims coming over when they did to the settlers, giving them the meat, they was already using biological warfare.
Right.
So that's the more smarter. I don't even have to be nowhere near you. I got these drones. I can, fly out. You don't know they like mosquitoes, they like birds, or I can release, because they just caught the other couple, the scientists, the Chinese scientists. They had the fungus. I ain't seen that one. Yeah, this was about a week or two ago, and we ain't cover it because, like I said, with just so much other stuff in the headlines. But they was trying to smuggle some type of deadly fungus, and I think the intent was to poison like crops and vegetation. If I ain't mistaken, crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and double check. But biowarfare is definitely something people need to be aware of.
I think that biowarfare makes more sense to the fall of America than actual boots on the ground, drones, plane strikes, and shit like that.
Yeah.
Actual somebody sneaking something over here in a canister, and it's crazy that you say that because we see stuff like the Mission Impossible,
Batman,
where they're trying to put stuff, like in the water, the poison. So we see that all the time where they're trying to show us a movie or something about biowarfare, and they've told us plenty of times they can't come out and just say what the fuck they doing.
Yeah.
So they put it in the movie and just label it entertainment. And so many people are so sleep when it comes to this type of thing. They just think, oh, this is a good movie, not knowing that, hey, this is what's gonna happen.
So desensitizing you to that, basically, what this look like, it ain't nothing. I'm gonna still do my regular routine schedule. But because if you get rid of the city, what would be to fight for? If I can just eliminate your workforce, or eliminate your economic group that's spending the money, the dollar. Well, I don't need to come over there.
Right.
You're gonna have to worry about rebuilding.
Right.
Versus trying to fight us or doing the same thing to us.
See, that's 250,000 people in one day.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's a city.
That is a city. Hey, Birmingham, I don't think we got that.
I don't think we got 250 in Birmingham.
But we like I think last 179 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Like, you done wiped out the whole Birmingham with that. They said 70. He said 7,500. And like I said, this is all speculation. We're just trying to bring people, attention to this because there's so much stuff that's going on around the world. I think that so many people, like we said, are asleep or they're not work, the proverbial woke now. But we need to bring attention to all threats, anything that can happen on the soil, and especially for our people, because we tired of people talking about love and hip hop and baddies and who get into fighting and stuff like that. It's a lot of pertinent information out there that y'all need to be paying attention to, and it's real life issues. Like, these things can really affect you. Like, you think about COVID. Oh, COVID, is overseas. Now you start seeing cases of COVID in America. Now your loved one got infected. Your grandmother died. So these things, especially with the chemicals and the bioweapon stuff, I think that is more scary than them talking about dropping the bomb.
And they showed the long term. You're seeing some of the residuals from COVID, from that era, like how people interact, how business is done, how just a lot of things are done. But
or like they said, repossessions of like people losing their houses.
You find like people lost jobs, businesses went out, like people had to rebuild from scratch. So it's not far fetched to have something of this magnitude take place because we just don't expect it to. We just so used to this monotonous lifestyle. We gonna go to work tomorrow. Ain't not gonna happen. Okay.
Do you think Americans are spoiled compared to the other parts of the world?
It's the richest. Yes, this is the land of milk and honey. You do anything you want to over here if you think about it.
Yeah.
I can drink. I can go out. You can wear what you want, say what you want.
Yeah.
live where you want. Ain't no, got the money, you can come over here.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's pros and cons. You look at it one way, then you compare it to the words. Like, all right, go over there then and see how it is.
Yeah.
You'll be begging to come back.
Right.
To deal with what we deal with.
I just seen a black chick talking about she had went to Africa, I want to say.
Ghana, I seen that.
Talking about she wanted to come back.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Said that she ain't like how they was treating her over there or whatnot, she was saying. And I was listening to this African dude, and he was talking about people always talking about like Black Americans coming together and stuff like that. But he was like, he said, what y'all don't know is we have tribes like the black people here. Excuse me, the black people here don't get along. Like we have tribes, the Obo and the Zulu nation. They find each other and been finding each other since eons, and they literally like how he was saying, like a block away. Like they always find. He's talking about the other tribes in Africa that fight in war with each other, and like they just signed a peace deal last week with the Congo and Rwanda.
I said, I posted.
I posted.
Yeah, you posted. Yeah, you did.
And they just signed. They just signed that. So it's crazy to what we see around here and how we try to come together. And the reason I'm talking about that is it sounds crazy to keep saying we need to come together, but in times like this, you'll be surprised the people gonna have to come together. And I always makes me think of like Walking Dead. Like I always think about Walking Dead, the unforeseen shit, the people that had to galvanize and come together and really work together to stay alive. I think we're gonna start seeing stuff like that. I think we're gonna start seeing Mad Max type of stuff. It's gonna get to the point where people fighting over gas and vehicles and where to stay at, and you can't trust nobody. Like this dystopian idea of life that's coming down the pipeline. I don't think people are ready for that.
I kind of see it extending it out a little bit because
you don't think we'll see nothing like that in our lifetime?
We'll be old, I think, by the time we get to that extent. Yeah.
So you think we'll see it,
sand roads, shrapnel everywhere. Yeah, we'll be almost out of there.
Well, I don't think necessarily exactly like a Mad Max where they got the sand and this desert and it just went to shit like that. I think we'll still pretty much look like this, but the roads will be empty. You'll see just cars on the side of the road.
I don't know. I don't think we'll see it too soon.
No. Definitely made me think it was
what that.
Vic said he went out last night, right?
Yeah.
Say he went to the club. Bro, why he tell me a girl ran out of gas?
At the club?
At the club. Trying to come to the club. She ran out of gas.
It's crazy.
I was like, bro, no. Like she tried, like they made me think of that Fox. Pull up on it. What they said? Pull up at the club. I'll drink some. Leave the gas tank on.
Oh yeah,
that was her
crazy,
real life. I was like, dang, she want to get to the club that bad that she running out of gas. And that goes back to the people priorities, what they think about. Like, bro, you ain't got no gas. Just think right now, you had to leave your house, zombie outside. And you got to get your car to gas. Like, come on, you can't go nowhere.
It's OV. Like I said, I remember, I remember doing some crazy things to get to the club. So I can't really laugh too much, but I said never again. Like I think I went out a few times. I ain't had no money.
Let's clarify that. Young Chris, 40-year-old Chris.
So just an old chick?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There ain't no young teeny bot. No. That's what he was saying.
I don't know what club you at.
He was at Emerald Lounge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't no young chick.
I don't know. I just remember doing that. But again, age don't dictate maturity in a lot of cases. It should. You would think it would, but there's all things we see on the internet.
Right.
You see.
Yes, and no.
Yeah.
Yes, and no.
You like, yeah, we should get older and think move more. Nah. It's not that and across the board. You look at the reality.
But for you, your age has made you more wise, you would say.
Me.
And for me too.
But
that's what I'm saying. That's why I say yes and no. For some people, no. Some people, yes. And some people be down in the middle. Like certain things they haven't learned from, and then some things they have learned from. Yeah. And then you would think it would be, hey, all of that shit you should have about put away at this age right now. Yeah. But this is like I said, it's a weird time. We live in high on the hog in America, like they used to say in the country.
Yeah.
We live in high on the hog, and I think Americans are spoiled. I really don't think. I think we all have been tricked to think that They can't attack us on this land.
We can't be touched.
We can't be touched. We the big bad bully. And I actually like it that way. All the people that's crying about America doing stuff to other countries and stuff. I actually like being in the country where we could be the bully, but at the same time, you gotta always worry about that bully turning on you too.
I agree. You want to be in that land, but the thing with bullies is bullies get replaced.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And people get tired of bullies. And that frustration, you gotta look at what they doing in Gaza with these starving these children. This type of stuff, people can't. You just don't get over that. This is a genocide happening, and these people are justifying it. We're gonna get into another video of a guy, he's I think Hebrew or Jew, got the tattoo on his neck, and he's detailing how he unalived a Christian. He's carrying out some type of prophecy or duty that's ordained by God. Yeah, let's get it.
Did you kill Pastor Bill Shaneman?
Yes.
Why?
There's 13 tribes of Israel. So what I wanted to do was execute and crucify 13 priests and put one of the tribes of Israel in each of their right ears, which I did with this priest. I put the tribe of Benjamin.
So when did this plan come to fruition? You're thinking about this, you want to carry out this hit list?
Yes.
A hit list?
Sure.
14 pastors.
That's right. Around the nation, to surround the nation.
How do you justify that? I mean, if you're killing somebody or multiple people attempted,
okay, but
how does that work?
It's a commandment to rid Israel of evil. I've done this, I've been in and out of prison, so I know I run the police probably 100 times in my life.
So you have zero remorse for this killing?
Not only do I have zero remorse, I plan on fulfilling what I started. Do I think I'm a monster? No. No. I see myself as more of like a saint. There's a commandment that if somebody's preaching that somebody other than God is God, we are to execute them and rid evil of Israel. So I'm obeying.
That is crazy how religion put people in the trick bag like that. That you think your religion is better than another religion. You think God ordained you to do something. Murder is justified if it's done in the name of whatever religion you believe or ordained by God. It is scary. And sometimes, I think some way how people view religion got to be based in a mental illness.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, it's going to get a little controversial. Like, when I see, Jesus freaks, like a chick that's just overly Jesus, I'm like, okay, you're convicted. Why do we need to know how much you're convicted on social media?
I agree.
What's putting the camera? So you think putting the camera and telling the world is going to make it more believable, or you think it's a brand? Yeah, she a church girl. Yeah, she ain't into all that, and I kind of like it. It's very strategic for a woman to do this in some cases, depending on the area, because what it would do, it wards off. Some guys will say, you know what, I ain't gonna say nothing to her. She respectable, she churches, she ain't gonna go for none of my shenanigans anyway.
Yeah,
or she ain't gonna pick up none of that. But others, they'll take that because you got predators in that space as well. With because they kind of know, shit. She just won't. She is I can't think of the word I want to use, but she's very indoctrinated in the name of Jesus. So I can use that to my favor because I can play like that too.
Right.
And be praying on this chick. So when I see the Jesus freaks, I understand it because you want to be convicted to something. And it's black people, because I don't like to shit on people's religion or spirituality. What you do is what you do. But when you break it down, if y'all got two different ones, what is the determining factor on yours being right and theirs being wrong?
It's all about belief.
Yeah,
if I believe in mine right, you believe that yours wrong. But I think that has to be the thing when it comes to the religion. We got to put the religions in a race. We got to put them in a trial. We got to put the religions to something to say, okay, we're gonna line all the religions up. If your religion could do this, okay, yours a real one.
Yeah.
But we just out here just Well, this book say this doctrine say this, and typically most of the time what you believe is based on, what landmass you were born on or what family you was born in,
That's facts.
And so if you were raised up, and the Bible already told you, you raise a child up in the way they go, that they may never depart. And typically, even when you rear your children, a lot of these people that grow up with these strong moral compasses that's based around these books because of how they grew up. Their parents, great grandparents, great grandparents, all practice this same thing. The holidays they worship, like I said, it's crazy to see this done like this, and I'm starting to see a lot more people, especially the quote unquote, I guess they Zionists, claiming to be like the chosen people.
Yeah.
Claiming to and what
that's what he is.
What a lot of people are saying now is, we had Ted Cruz last week said, well, the Bible says such and such to Israel, and so I believe that Israel is a chosen land. Like, bro, y'all talking about the Israel that was established in 1948 Israel? That don't make sense. Like, you can't be talking about that Israel because it wasn't even it just became a state in 1948.
You got people that, like I said, it's the manipulation of, I'm doing something that you can see I'm doing. You see the pain and the destruction I'm causing, but I can come in your face and say I ain't doing it.
Right.
And it just loops and loops and loops, and we go back and forth and say, yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. And it stop, and then it just recycle. It's no real accountability being given to the people that is starving children, bombing children, wars, taking people land. Right. You telling me we can't share this?
They don't know how.
We can't share this?
I think that's,
but you can come over here and share with, you see what I'm saying? You come over here and live, and it ain't no, but it's just like I said, it's that religion,
the destruction of the human being is so crazy. And it's really just a certain group of people. Well, I can't say that because, like I said, we
you
can
mean like class, or a group of people that's doing the violence or whatever.
Class, and I think certain races have a more of a propensity to commit violence and do violence on people, and to be like exploring, or quote unquote exploring, or fucking with shit that ain't got nothing to do with them, or messing with the ecosystem. Like for instance, Bill Gates said he want to block out the sun. Like, I forgot what the percentage he said, but he want to block out the sun to help with the ozone layer.
It's insane. But
who gave you the right to come and say you're gonna block out the sun for everybody?
Yeah, like who are like that's the supremacy mindset, but it's the intent and it's the agenda behind it. Like, you get violence in the black community, I'm gonna still, I only IPH or into the intimate. I'm jealous. I'm in a rage. I'm insecure, so I'm gonna unalive my significant other.
Right.
Or they got a car I like, I'm gonna take it, and if he try to stop me, I'm gonna take his life to get this material. These other classes, well, I'm doing this because I want your land. I'm doing this in the name of whatever cause.
Yeah,
it's not so much as trivial as our violence, where we just don't like each other. It's on sight.
Right.
Because you stay down the block, I stay on this block. You wear this color, I wear this color.
Right.
But it's violence all across the board, but it's the intent behind it.
Yeah. What do you think? Because people have been kind of talking about it, but I guess it's been hush hush. Where do you think, or when do you think it started where we got so many people speaking out against Zionist Jews, Israel, and actually learning all of the stuff of how America's in bed with Israel the way it is? Like we talked about that county, that city in Texas got to pay $4 million a year in taxes, and that goes to Israel. But when they said they didn't want to do it, Greg Abbott got on there and said, "Hey, this is anti-Semitic."
Well, you got to follow the money. When you got people's lives being affected, it's a problem. It's a plethora of problems that are arising, and people are gonna start to figure it out. Well, let me go through the books.
Yeah.
What is this money going to Israel and Ukraine? All this money, my taxes going up, this tax going, but the money going up also to send over here. I'm following this money.
Yeah.
So you playing me. You got us funding these people over here.
Right.
So people start, losing jobs, and again, you're gonna start digging and seeing what's really going on. And now so many lives have been impacted, you find out who the culprit is. I think around COVID, because Fauci, and he, exactly, most of them in that CDC is Zionists. So
I literally just seen a video of a guy. If I were to think about it, I think we might play that Wednesday if I find it. He said we got to be real about the World Health Organization, and he said the World Health Organization is a group or like a criminal organization that put the health and the world at risk, basically for its agenda and to get rich. Like, we got to be honest about that. And a lot of stuff the World Health Organization was saying was stupid, like not going to the beach when they told us the beach has healing properties. Stand 6 feet apart, quarantining. A lot of those things is not even how you really fight an infection, because I know most people understand this. When you are young, they tell you go to school and play with the other kids. You get sick, they get sick, and y'all pass it back and forth. And what that does is build your immune system. I remember being a custodian at a school, elementary school, and first time teachers would come in there and they would be sick all year long. Like all year long, they'll be sick. And there was like a running joke with the older, teachers in the elementary school, because they were saying like first time teachers always come in here and get sick. What they not knowing is these kids stay sick and it's building up your immunity. So when you are building up being in that school, that's the main thing they be joking about. It's like, oh yeah, you sick, you're gonna be sick, your whole year. And then you realize, hey, my immune system may not be as strong. So even them telling us to quarantine and be by ourselves is not even how you actually build your immune system when there's a sickness that goes around. Because basically, it's just survival of the fittest. If you're gonna get it, you're gonna live. You're gonna die. That's just really how it pan out. So it's kind of like you can't avoid a sickness because you don't never know how you're going to get it, where you're going to get it. Because I remember they were saying it was in the water at one point in time. We were drinking, they were testing the water, said it was in the water. So,
and we might get into that Wednesday. It was the guy on there. They do the congressional sessions. They was talking about the jab and the mortality rate, or they was doing
myocarditis.
They was doing the autopsies and saying 74% of these people that died got the jab. And then I seen some other guys saying, well, in a lot of people, if you didn't get this shot, you would lose your job. Think about this.
Americans are stupid.
Yeah, we are very. Like, you letting these people tell you, you've been here all this time, 80s, 90s, etc. All of a sudden in 2020, 2019, or 2020, 2021, you don't get this shot, you're going to fire me. I'm going to lose my job.
Right.
What? And we did. Or you going to give me some burgers and they was
donuts.
Giving out burgers and fries.
Donuts. You can get you come in here with your vaccine card. You get your box of free Krispy Kreme donuts. What?
Make this make sense to where this is, you see, and I don't even want to use the word legal, but just ethical. You telling me if I don't get this, because if they get it, what you talking about?
Americans are stupid. It's so much stuff that we supposed to bend and overthrow the government about. For instance, I just seen a post today said Nancy Pelosi is worth $23 million.
That's insane.
Been in Congress 30-some years, 40-some years, on a salary of $223,000. So much so, they have apps now that actually follow her and her husband's trading strategy and said there is no way possible anybody can trade this fucking good. Elon Musk got on Joe Rogan, said, I can tell y'all how they trade, but it's not insider trading. It's more diabolical. But basically, I'm not going to tell you because I want to keep my life. Like Americans should have been overthrown the government because it's just so much corruption that goes on that we just sit by and go for it. Even taxation, legally taxation, like taxing that we're not supposed to be even paying taxes, but they'll find a way to put you in jail if you don't pay taxes. You mean every time y'all have a meeting, a bill, or something, here come a new tax. Y'all ain't never talking about cutting the tax. Oh, we're gonna add you a percentage. What the fuck is congestion tax? Because I'm in New York, in the city limits of New York at a certain time. Congestion tax?
They're gonna get it, and it's gonna be sent overseas. I think they said in New York, I got to go back and pull the video. I think they said $6.9 billion was spent on immigration and healthcare and housing, et cetera, et cetera. $6.9 billion. You know how much $6.9 billion is? Man?
My question is, where the fuck y'all getting the money from? Because if y'all can just pull 6.9 out your ass for motherfucker that just got this literally touchdown, why the fuck we still got homeless people? Why we got Skid Row? Why we got so many people out here? Y'all closing down insane asylums, and we see people out here acting like they birds, dogs, and ducks. Like, I don't get none of this shit. That's why I said Americans are stupid. We supposed to be top of this bitch a long time ago. Some people supposed to been had their kids held hostage. And I ain't speaking no ill will, no violence, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, for us to just go around and, you know, this is the American dream. I'm gonna pay this for $500,000. You can't afford it. Most people can't afford a $500,000 house. It's crazy. The average house price, I think they said, was $350.
$350. And that may not be nothing. That may be a single, like two one
small ass houses where if you go in your bathroom piss, you can see your other neighbor over there taking a shit. What?
And you in the HOA.
And you in the HOA, you add the other 500 on top of the damn they tell you can't. Your gate got to be a certain height. You can't paint your driveway or your house a certain color. You got to cut your grass this many days after your other neighbors that cut the grass. Right. You got a pool here, but you can only use the pool at a certain time. They try to trick you in that. Like, you get so many amenities with the HOA. Like, it's a lot of bullshit in America.
It's scam.
Like, we could go on and on. America really is a big scam. It really is a total huge scam, and they trick us with this American dream shit. And that's why I ask you, are we spoiled? Because I think from what I'm seeing, so many people are actually waking up to seeing how they fuck us at every turn and every chance they get us. It don't make no sense. Congestion tax. Then you had the new mayor of New York talking about something. He about to add a 2% tax on people that make $1 million or more, because he shouted out 50 Cent. You seen that? He said 50 Cent ain't gonna like this. But yeah, we gonna. He said, this is what he said. He was on the Breakfast Club. He said, yeah, we're going to charge, I forgot what the percentage, but he said, basically, if you make over $1 million or more, we're going to charge you a 2% extra increase in tax. He said, you could just call that a rounding error, even though I know 50 Cent is not going to like this. Rounding error? Nigga, my money.
And what are these taxes going to be used for? But
because y'all keep taxing and y'all ain't solved shit.
Yep.
That's the thing. If a person's paycheck, most Americans' paycheck, if half the damn paycheck go to taxes, and then y'all send billions to Ukraine, and we keep telling you, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're telling us, we're gonna send Ukraine $100 billion. $100 billion. You could stop hunger in America with $100 billion. It don't take that much money.
Man, that's not you're goyim. You said you're goyim.
Yeah.
You're just pay some money or you get the fuck on. You send your money to my country, and you can drive, you can do whatever, but. Like I said, Americans have become accustomed to just this loop, the rat race.
Yeah.
What you're now seeing is the residuals of trying to keep up, working multiple jobs, gigs. Where this lady just died a few days ago, working however many days straight, took some days off and didn't wake up. You had the other guy, which was a postal worker this weekend, picked up somebody's shift overtime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Passed out for the heat. You had these scenarios happening. I think you're gonna have a little bit more because we're too addicted to chasing this dollar.
The goal is stewardship, and I don't think people understand that idea of just being a good steward of what you got and what you're working with. J. Cole got a song, and I don't know if it's the title of it, but it's basically called "Love Yours."
Yeah,
and basically he said, "I was gonna be a bitch better than the one you got, car fresher, better than the one you got, outfits fresher than the ones you rock. You know, it's gonna be something out there that's gonna basically be better, maybe better than, you know, what you got, but you got to love yours." And that's the idea that I don't think a lot of people understand. You might not have the best job, but be a good steward of the money that you make. Learn how to manage it. Learn how to live within your means. And that's a lot of the people's issue. People don't live within their means. And I get it. A lot of shit is bullshit because, you know, just like they had the convention about the light bulb. I don't know if y'all know about that, but a lot of people don't know that they had a convention about a light bulb and saying, "Hey, y'all keeping these light bulbs on too motherfucking long." And then they came together and they said, "Hey, we're gonna make it to where the light bulbs go out at a certain time." Same thing with your vehicles. Your car, they can make your car run long as they want that motherfucker to run, but pretty much you got 5 to 7 years after buying a car, That bitch is going to give you a lot of problems, a lot of issues because they designed them that way. Because now, like I said, the rat race, the
need you to get a new one.
Need to get a new one, or we need to get you buy you some brakes. You need to come and get a new belt, timing, oil changes, tires, rotors, whatever. I need you. This bitch got to wear them because you done got the car, you done paid the note, but we're gonna keep you paying something on this car forever. And so this is the bullshit that America keep us in, which is sad to see, which I think America, I'm going to say y'all stupid again. And like I said, they keep us divided, race. Now we got the gay shit, schooling, classism, neighborhoods you stay in, colors, Democrat, Republican, religion.
Keep you divided any way we can.
Yeah.
You got a line. You go over here, you go over there. So y'all don't get together and become one big power force or powerhouse. You got some more videos on there?
Yeah, I got another one.
Let's get it. I don't know the other ones you got in the tuck.
So this is the one we're gonna play this firefighter. Let me see. Did I play all three of the ones you want?
Yeah, you played them.
Okay.
Some breaking news out of northern Idaho where 2 firefighters were murdered, a third wounded in a shocking ambush attack. They were responding to a fire near the city of Coeur d'Alene when they suddenly came under heavy gunfire.
After hours of panic and chaos, a tactical team finding the gunman dead. As Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam tells us, investigators believe he set the fire as a trap for first responders.
A somber processional for the Idaho firefighters shot and killed in an apparent ambush. The attack happening Sunday afternoon, witnesses capturing the thick plume of smoke that led to death and terror. Firefighters rushed to put out a reported wildfire in Idaho's Canfield Mountain. But when they arrived, authorities say they were targeted by a gunman who opened fire. Multiple first responders shot and killed. After an hours-long air and ground search for the gunman, authorities confirming Sunday evening the suspected shooter is dead.
Did the suspect shoot himself? Do we know that?
We don't know at this point in time. So the coroner's office will conduct their investigation. We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush.
At least one firefighter was rushed to a nearby hospital with gunshot wounds. Idaho's Governor Brad Little releasing a statement that he's heartbroken, adding, "This is a heinous direct assault on our brave firefighters." The FBI now assisting with the crime scene as crews work to get the wildfire under control. We expect to learn more about the identities of the firefighters killed. Right now, a motive is still unclear. Tim Pulliam, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
That's crazy.
It is crazy that you got people out here that just ambushing firefighters. They ain't got no reasoning. Today I just want to fuck with some firefighters.
I think they always got a reason. We had, rest in peace, the firefighter that got unalived here.
That's supposed to be an old dude supposed to did that.
Yeah, the McDaniel guy. Yeah. So it's always motives. I don't think none of these are just isolated attacks. I think a lot of these are staged and strategic to whatever degree. We may not know what those 2 firefighters may have had going on outside. It was a story in North Carolina, I think a few years ago. I think he was a teacher or a coach. Him and his brother went to try to rob a cartel. Did you see that? It was a couple years ago. Yeah, Charlotte. I want to say it was North Carolina. I don't know where in North Carolina, but they didn't found the storehouse of the cartels and they tried to run. And I think they unalive one of the people in there. They ain't make it. Trying to get some, thinking they about to hit a lick. I said, man, you just never know. And it's a coach. Yeah. He probably at school doing this thing and what's up, Coach Jones, or whatever your name is, and you trying to rob the trap.
You think he finna come up? That's what it does.
You think you about to run off on the plug? You crazy. They coming for you. And they may not have stopped at him. They may have went after your family.
Right, because they don't know who else gonna come behind you. So,
yeah.
I got to get you before you get me. Like I said, the reason I play that video is it's just to show like how crazy we is as a society. It made me think about the DC sniper. That
was crazy.
That was crazy. We got stuff like that where we got people that just randomly ride around, shoot people that got shit to do with you, and for what?
It's a what, we just don't know what that what is. But like I said, these brazen attacks, I think you're going to see more and more as the tensions crank and pressure is built on the citizens from an economic perspective, quality of life. You're going to see this more and more. And I think this is all by design because martial law is right there. It's right there.
Now we close to that.
Very close. In some cities, Memphis, they doing. I think they sent like a couple thousand federal agents to Memphis to crank down on the violence.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
So I think you're gonna see that in a lot of other cities. Chicago may be next. I think I haven't really been seeing it, and it may just not be in my algorithm. But normally we say 6 died today in the Chicago shooting.
Yeah,
and it normally
I haven't seen that either.
I ain't been seeing a lot, but they say a lot of it happens around holidays. So like this weekend, because they shooting fireworks. You don't know if this person's shooting a gun or a firework.
Yeah.
So it's easy to mask and camouflage. I can shoot this, and everybody out here on the block.
I think last year they had like 117 people on that July 4th got killed or shot.
I think they had a lot of shootings because that week people shooting fireworks, so I can camouflage. Is that a gun? Nah, that's firework.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. People are crazy. People are actually on edge. We talked about this before. Like you could just see in people's faces, they're not happy. They stressed out. You can see the emptiness in it. I was watching Candace Owens, her 1 versus 20, feminism, conservative versus feminist. And I was just listening to a lot of the people that had the ideology of being a feminist. And I'm just like, how do we get here for y'all to think this way? And I get it. And then she was like, well, did you go to college there? Most of them said, yeah, I went to college. And I said, okay, there you go. Most of y'all got this college education background. Y'all think this way. Y'all think that women can do anything that men can do. I'm female. Hear me roar. But I'm like, bro, you can tell y'all as women aren't happy as y'all used to be.
Propaganda, man. It's too many ideologies. You got to see it. You got a bunch of. I seen it was on somebody's post, and they come and said the CIA, the government, baddies, Facebook. They just named a bunch of stuff. VH1, MT. BT, they named a bunch of different platforms that push messages and agendas targeting women. And the women, that's why I say you don't have to accept all of these things that they present to you. Like you're not in charge of your destiny.
Yeah.
You're gonna take all this and okay, I am better than him. I do make more money. I need money. Or I need, you see what I'm saying? I need these superficial things which can be taken from you so quickly.
Yeah.
They can say, hey, we ain't using the dollar no more. Or the dollar don't have the value. We're going crypto. We're going this. We're about to start over because you see what I'm saying? You just never know how these things will change.
Just think about it. You worked your whole life. You got a bunch of money saved up, and they just come to this bitch when they say, hey, we got a new banking system, new dollar, new currency.
Yeah.
And you got all this money that's just useless.
Don't start y'all out with 5,000, whatever. And you grow from there. Your job gonna change. You convert your hourly rate to this.
Right.
But you just never know, man. But there's too many agendas at play at one time. Like back to back. Again, you got millions of people watching these baddies, watching black women beat the hell out of each other, and find this as entertainment.
Let me ask you something. Is that any different than us watching boxing?
Yes.
Why?
Because boxing is a sport, and there are certain measures and thresholds you have to meet physically, mentally to get in this realm.
Mm-hmm.
So baddies is I just want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no reason to fight. I'm fighting for, it's sponsors in this. I have an audience and a market that I'm selling this to.
That's what I'm saying. That kind of puts you in the mind like boxing. You got your audience.
It's not a sport though.
It's not a sport.
I mean, sports you may have some deaths from whatever brain trauma, but it's not imminent in this fashion of bad as well. After we get to fight, we finna walk outside. I don't have no team escort me. I don't have the security measures making sure I make it home safe or protecting me from whatever.
See, my thing is, I think they really do be fighting. Maybe they do be fighting. Maybe that shit scripted to the fight. So how they fight and what they can and can't do. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We don't really know the back end. You think they be real fights?
I think they're scripted real fights. Hey, you want to fight? And I think they sign off on it and they say, whatever injuries you get, we not responsible for.
Same thing with boxing. You got a contract. You didn't sign.
I mean, to a degree, but
and like I said, as us as men, we like to watch boxing. We got the weight class, and we go through the rigmarole.
That's another thing. You got weight class on badges. Ain't no 150 versus 150. You got these chick 225, she 130.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? And it's no holds barred. It's you can do anything in a fight. Boxing, we just using straight hands. Endurance. I can have a knife. I can have a blade. You don't know what I got on me, or you don't know how I'm gonna react after this.
Right.
So I don't think it's the same with that.
Yeah, I was just wondering because to me it can be pretty close. Like I said, you watch it on TV, they get the fighting, you get a little backstory, the drama, the soap opera shit. They might sign off on it in the back room. She ain't gonna pull out no knife or nothing like that, where they gonna kill each other. They got followings, they get the bread. That's why that's the appeal of it, is because you get to build your name, get your money, get your following,
But you building off being ratchet and being a rat.
And
that's gonna follow you forever. Ain't no, all right, I'm done being a rat.
Our society is going downhill. Our society over with. So
I mean, I get it,
me,
but
me being labeled a rat, is more people gonna be more ratchet and more wilder. We never think Sexy Red gonna come out, my coochie pink, my booty hole brown, and that be a popular song. We didn't think she's gonna come out with a song called "Fuck My Baby Dad." We didn't think it was gonna get worse than a Trina. We seen it got worse than a Trina.
That's why I cut my time on social media. Like I just can't be I can't be on it like that no more. It's just it's the same. I'm like, man, this. I don't know, dog. It's
like I said, I agree to a certain extent. It's just when I watch a baddies.
I never watched the episode.
I not watched bad, but I just seen clips of it. So I never watched the show. But when I just watched the clip, it's like, same shit. And I just in my mind, I'm just thinking like, what's different than boxing? I know we don't like to ratchet, but I guess what's the difference in it? How we like to see women report themselves compared to men. Yeah, like fighting is not ladylike.
They're trying to push that on the men though, with Aaron the plumber, because they went to Zeus and they had him doing our fight because he always talking about fight.
But but as men, that fighting and the aggression and boxing and stuff like that, it's kind of like what men do.
Yeah,
violence is kind of what men do. Seeing like women do different forms of violence, different forms of violence, and it's not actual like physical, and it's more verbal, mental, psychological abuse. Yeah. So them seeing them actually jump across chairs and fight each other and punch each other, and they be scratched all up. All of that is just not ladylike. And I think that's the issue that I think a lot of people have, is seeing a woman outside of what she naturally does.
Yeah.
Like with boxing, you see niggas boxing, it's like, okay, men are proponents of violence at times. It just happens. So I was just wondering, did you think it was kind of close? I think the issue is, like I said, the gender, the quote unquote, women would say double standard.
I think it's regulations, and like I said, I'm 140. I'm fighting somebody 140. I ain't finna fight nobody 230.
Yeah,
they can beat.
And see, that's why I think they messing up with the show. Where the show could be actually, I don't want to give it out, but the show could actually be better if you had it where they was going, like, let's say they got into a little squabble right in the house, and we say, you know what, we're just gonna make this an event. Y'all gonna actually put on gloves. Y'all can get in the ring, and we're gonna make it an event to where we could, pay-per-view it, or this would be a part like on a Patreon or another little paywall where y'all can actually see them fight and it be regulated. You know what I'm saying?
I think they bank off the drama though. So if we scripting and we got to put on uniforms and equipment, it takes away the real drama and the real time reaction that I see you is on site. You say something, I get the file right now because I'm watching it. Now the suspense.
That's what I'm saying. You still have that.
You take it away.
You know what I'm saying? You still have that, but it's like, okay, y'all got into it. Do y'all want to go to the box ring with it?
That takes away the real time suspense that we chilling talking and boom, we fly off. It's up right now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's the rate. Hey, good. They on here fighting right now. Versus, hey, they fighting at 3. Tune in and sell them. We're gonna do the press. They ain't looking for that. You might well just go and get in boxing round because that's sports. Mm-hmm. The real time, the sale in this is the drama. Why you don't like such and so? You mess with my man, my baby daddy. Mm-hmm. So we talking cool. What you say? Boom, it's up. Mm-hmm. Ratings skyrocket. Oh, see how they were just talking. Now they fight. All right, now they chilling again. Mm-hmm. What you say? Oh, we fighting. We go back up. Yeah. It's a roller coaster.
Well, I just wanted, like I said, I think they could could make some money.
They probably could, but I don't think it was said because I think it's the drama that's the draw.
See, I think if you already tuned in, right? If you already tuned in and you know these two people been at it and they got to fight, and let's say I didn't give you 3 weeks of just watch time waiting on these two motherfuckers to fight. You mean to tell me you ain't gonna want to see them actually brawl it out now and gave y'all 3 weeks, but y'all done put it behind a paywall? I didn't anticipate these people fighting.
Like I said, that's for us. I think the drama is the draw.
Yeah,
drama
I get it.
You see what I'm saying? We need it right now. Soon as y'all disagree, we want to see y'all thump. I don't want to wait 2 weeks and promo it and do fake press conferences and get in each other's face and weigh it up and put on bullshit. We want to see that shit go up now.
Yeah, see, it just made me think of like kind of how they
love and hip hop. That's what the recipe is. Love and hip hop. The reunions. We sitting up chilling, suits on. You see somebody coming running through a crowd. That's the draw.
Yeah.
So
I just wondering. But if y'all are watching, y'all can call in right now. If y'all want to call in right now, the phones are open. Call in right now. The phones are open. Wanted to ask y'all, and hopefully y'all are having a good day. Put in the comment section 1 if you're having a good day. Put a 2 if you're not. And if you got to put 2, tell us why you ain't having a good day.
We got holiday weekend Friday, 4th of July. I know y'all going to get out barbecue. I may do I may get in my chef bag.
You been saying something about wings. Talking about he got the best wings in the city.
I got the best wings in the city. I got people that can vouch. Fried or grilled, they the one. I'm just a job. I wear many hats, man. I said I wear many hats. I'm a chef.
You hear this?
I'm a psychic. Assassin. Whatever you need.
So you mean a man of many talents on?
Hey.
Oh man.
You call me, I go through what you need today. All right. I put that hat on.
Y'all hear this, right?
It's just what it is. Like T, I said, was it a preacher? Is it a trapper? He's a gangster, he's a family man. I'm all that, motherfucker.
Right.
I'm all of that. But
that nigga's like a lead your protest, go took my baby in and what he said.
And go take your girl on date night or whatever he said.
Yeah.
That's my guy though. I fuck with you.
That shit was fun. That's a real shit though. As you get old, you kind of can wear, multiple hats like that.
You want to become multifaceted. Don't let nobody put you in the box and tell you just need to do this. You just, become the best at everything you do or try to be. So that's just my goal.
But if y'all watching right now, y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. We're about to get on up out of here. We're going to start these y'all call in. These are for participation. Oh, hold on, I'm tripping too. I ain't got the number of them. I guess if y'all was gonna call in, y'all would say, well, what's the number anyway? But yeah, we need y'all to start participating in our call-in shows. But we're gonna be back Wednesday with Outrage Wednesdays. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. What you want to talk about Wednesday?
We got some developing items. I think they're having the vigil tonight for Jabari Peoples that was unalived by Homewood Police last Monday at the soccer park in Homewood. If you're familiar with the area, I think they're having it's not a protest, but I think it's a vigil because Homewood Police has not released the body cam footage to justify the unaliving of their 18-year-old son, Jabari Latrell People. So if you're familiar with that story, look it up. You can look up the address, see where it's going to be if you want to come out. That's tonight at 7 p.m.
Yes, tonight at 7 p.m. Y'all, like I said, y'all pay attention. We will be talking about that on Wednesday, see how they go. So now I might get up and go down there and see what's going on. I've never been to like a protest of anybody like that.
I've been to a few. I'm good on protests at this point. It's just too unpredictable. You don't know. And y'all ain't ready because this Homewood. Yeah, I seen it. Other places, Homewood are different. I don't think Homewood gonna take it lightly. I don't think they're gonna play.
Yeah.
So,
well, like I said, we about to get up out here. Come back again Wednesday, 12:30. Outrage Wednesdays. I'm finna start trying to post a little bit more earlier so y'all can kind of know what the topics are to get the engagement and conversation up a little bit more. It's the New Normal Podcast. We're gonna tell y'all thank y'all for tuning in, and we're going. Peace.